Hey guys, Michael didn't get the chance to film an intro for this video, which means I get to do the honors this time around. This weekend, we're putting the new bed on the two-wheel drive with help from our friends over at Professional Tire, and also Brian and also Kyle. Thanks guys for all your help getting this thing put on. We couldn't have done it without ya. The bed that was on the two-wheel drive previously had a massive dent in the driver's side when we bought it. We had always had the intentions of putting a bed that wasn't so beat up on the truck, but then the incident with the drive shaft flying out on the dyno sort of postponed those plans, since we had a lot more things to worry about than just a dent in the bed. So now that all of the major repairs have been taken care of and the truck is now running and driving, it's time for the new bed to go on. So I'm going to let Michael and the rest of the guys take it from here.
I didn't even hit anything.
They got their fingers out.
I kept my hand in between the cab and the bed, so didn't hit the bed.
Are we clear on that filler deck down there?
Just keep your bed straight.
Yeah, definitely didn't know on that.
Hey, what is
I know we didn't do that.
what is this?
It was an old Columbia helicopter strap, so who knows? Okay, well that bed's in worse shape than I thought it was. Whatever.
There's a fucking dent over here, dude.
Oh, dude, all day.
I'm just rallying.
Dude,
Rallying, bro.
get a hammer. New bed cap.
Go buff out.
Looks good for my house, Michael. The red stripe does the classiness. You go from the dual white pinstripe to the red stripe.
The bed is honestly a little rougher than what I originally thought it was. I bought it for really cheap from a friend of mine, and it was flipped over on the bed rails. And until today, I've actually never seen the bed, sitting in its natural state. So it didn't look that bad when it was flipped over, but as you can see, like maybe you guys can't see it because of the lighting, but the bed rails are pretty wavy, and there's a lot of dents in it. And then there's this dent here, which as you guys will see in the video here, I tried to kind of pop that out. I think I got it good enough that I can put new bed rail caps on it, and that'll kind of take care of that. I think when I go to change those out, I'll try and beat some of these dents out. There's some over there, and just kind of straighten the bed rails out a little bit as much as I can anyways, for the time being. I'm thinking at this point, this morning I was like, I'll just, I'll have my paint guy go through and kind of, fluff it a little bit and then just squirt it, spray it, white again and call it good. But I think at this point I'm probably just going to find a different bed to put on it. But this will do for the time being, at least so it has a bed. It's roughly better than what was on it. At least this one doesn't have a whole big caved in spot in the side of the bed right here. So, but yeah, and we're pretty well almost done with it. We got to get the filler neck put in, and hook up the wiring, and then tighten all of the bolts on the suspension in the rear. I'm waiting. I'm gonna use the neighbor's 4-post instead of trying to do it on the ground because the lift is plugged. So I'm just waiting on that. But then this afternoon, hopefully, I'm gonna go. A friend of mine's gonna cut out a plate to mount the stack and weld it all together for me, so we can get the exhaust buttoned up. So then it'll be fully drivable. It'll be drivable here in a little bit. I'll probably go take it down the road and just see what it runs like and how the transmission shifts and all that kind of stuff, because obviously I haven't driven it yet. So, and it'll have, in theory, working taillights and, whatnot, which is kind of why we haven't driven it yet, because, no taillights and whatnot. So anyways, that's kind of really all we're doing today. Is just kind of getting it buttoned up and ready to be drivable. So it can actually, be driven down the road. It's got insurance and everything on it already. So like I say, we just need to continue buttoning everything up. And I was pretty happy with the way that it sits. I was thinking that we were going to have to, raise the back up, and we still might at some point raise the back up. It's kind of hard to tell. All of the asphalt around here is not level, and so it's kind of hard to tell. It does look like it's sitting a little low in the rear, which if it's, say a 1/2 inch low in the rear, that's not that big of a deal. But I guess we'll see, because like right now it seems like it's sitting really low in the rear. But basically at this point we're just trying to get it as a drivable truck, and then we'll come back and fix all of the cosmetic stuff and make it look halfway decent anyways. actually the following weekend now. I don't remember exactly. I probably should have went back and watched the videos a little bit. I don't remember exactly what was said in the video or whatever, but I'm just filming an outro for it. We're actually doing some other stuff on it, which you'll see next weekend. But give you just kind of a quick rundown of everything. We got the bed on it, obviously. You saw in that video. The bed is a lot more beat up than I thought it was, which that's my own fault. I didn't flip it over and look at it. Basically, it was sitting on the bed rails when we went and looked at it, so it was upside down, and I didn't want to flip it over to look at the bed rails or anything like that. I'm not mad about it at all. I didn't pay much for the bed, and it's better than the bed that was on it. I don't know that you guys ever saw, maybe you did, I don't know, ever saw the bed that was on it, but this whole side right here was all caved in. And so at least this one isn't that way. The unfortunate part about it is I was going to take this red stripe off, but we realized that it's paint. And not vinyl like I thought it was. So the red stripe is just there to stay. I'm just gonna keep my eyes open for another bed that's in better shape, and then we'll just swap it out. The other thing that I realized after driving it is this rear end is a limited slip rear end, but the limited slip does not work. So I'm sure the clutches are worn out in it, or something along those lines. So I'm trying to figure out, and not figure out, but I'm trying to decide exactly what I want to do. The cheapest and easiest thing to do, I don't even know, easy is kind of a relative term, because you have to take, I'm pretty sure, I'm gonna have to look into this. I'm pretty sure you have to take the center section out of it and take it apart in order to weld the spider gears. That was something I was thinking about doing. That'd be the cheap and dirty way to do it. I was thinking of putting a spool in it. The problem is that when I originally looked at them, I looked at it real quick and was like, oh, it's only a couple $100. Well, they, for some reason, had it listed, had a Dana 60 rear end spool listed underneath of a 2003 Ford F-250. I don't know why that was, but, and so a Dana 60 spool for the rear end would be $200, $180 or something like that. But the cheapest I think I found a spool for was like $500. And if I'm gonna spend $500 on a spool, I can get like a Yukon Duragrip or a Detroit True Track, or an actual real locker, not a spool, for really not much more expensive. And since this thing's gonna be street driven a decent amount, I'm not sure that I want to put a spool in it. So, but we got to get that figured out, because one, doesn't make for very good burnouts. Two, it's going to make it really hard to get this thing to hook if we've only got power going to one tire. So, so we got to get that figured out. The exhaust, I've actually been driving the thing for the last week. I've put like 150 miles or so on it, been driving it back and forth to work. And it's actually a pretty fun daily driver. It doesn't ride bad, it drives good. My main complaint, which you guys will see in next weekend's video, so I'm not going to talk about that. My main couple complaints is the one we're doing the video on now. I need to get some different seats for it, because it's got just a bench seat in it, which is rather uncomfortable, and get some kind of stereo in it, because it's just got like an XL model stereo in it, so it's just AM, FM, that's it. And then the exhaust. Long story, I'm not going to get into it, but we got to get a stack mount built for the stack, which is sitting over there next to the water cooler. So we haven't gotten to that yet, so the exhaust has just been open downpipe, and it's been pretty obnoxious. Like I really haven't been liking that too much. So what I did, I ordered all the parts to put the stack in, so I got the flex pipe and the 90 and all the band clamps and everything, but they didn't have a 4-to-5 adapter. And honestly, what I was gonna do today was, if they had the 4-to-5 adapter, I was just gonna figure out a way to mount the stack loosely, kind of temporarily. But since they didn't, I just kind of took the parts and put the flex pipe on there, put the clamps on, and just did a random side dump here with some weld and wire and stuff. That is a very, very, very temporary gig. I mean, hopefully it won't be too too permanent. So because I really want to get the stack in it and get that done. So, but this will at least get the noise out from underneath the cab for now. And get it out the side of the truck, so I'm not having, well, for the most part, it's definitely gonna resonate underneath the bed, but at least it'll have like some of it pointed out the side of the truck. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. So I guess we will go ahead and see you on the next one, guys. Have a good one.